Something that I really love about staying in Airbnbs is that every place has its own personality, its own character and energy. Through each home, you get to see a window into someone else's life, into their personality and their values and their interests. Our current space has been so inspiring. This home is so beautiful with so much love and intention poured into every single corner. And at the heart of the home is this big, beautiful, vibrant kitchen that just asks that you create in it. So here I've been, taking it all in. So it's the first day of spring in just about 2 weeks, and something that I really want to do this year is to create a spring altar. In my culture, we celebrate Persian New Year every year on the first day of spring, and ever since I was young, something that I remember our family doing every single year was creating an altar. It's called Sofre Hafsin in Farsi, really symbolizing and calling in the energy of spring, of new beginnings, of abundance and prosperity and happiness and health, light and positivity, all of the beautiful energy that spring brings. This year, I really want to create that altar for myself, and this is actually the first year that I'll be making the sofra hafsin and pulling the traditions from my Persian ancestry to create my own altar. When I think back to my childhood, I just have so many memories of my family gathered around the sofra hafsin and ringing in the new year together, pulling oracles, and just having this ritualistic moment together. It's one of those things, you know, it's so funny how life goes. For me personally, and I feel like a lot of people, especially immigrants, can maybe relate to this. When I was younger, I definitely went through phases of trying to pull away from my culture, from my ancestry. There were periods of time where I felt really ashamed about being Iranian, where I felt just so different from all of the other peers that were around me, and I just wanted to be Canadian. That's like what I wanted so much when I was younger, was just to be a Canadian and to be accepted and seen as a Canadian. And in that process of trying to assimilate, there was also a process of dissociating from my culture. And it's so ironic how that works, because now that I'm older, all I want is to learn and immerse myself more in my culture, especially these ancient traditions that have been around for centuries and centuries. There's a part of me that wants so deeply to incorporate more of my culture and learn more about my ancestry. It's actually a journey I've been on for a couple years now, to learn as much as I can. So doing these little rituals that resemble and really encapsulate the essence of my culture is just something that feels so exciting for me now. If you feel called to create your own altar, it can be similar or completely different, but I think it's just a really, really beautiful practice to work with the seasons and to call in and symbolize the energy and the essence of what we are stepping into as the seasons change and as we are embarking upon this season of new beginning, sunlight, warmth, positivity, and all of the beautiful magic that spring brings. Oh my gosh. This is so flavorful. It's so good. I'm gonna have the recipe for this and everything else that I've made linked below. Definitely check this one out. This is so good.
No, I'm temptation.
Which one? The money?
Yeah.
Always on the high, you were always on my mind here in Wichita. The tales we were told would never grow old here in Wichita. We were down by the river all through the night, watching the stars and the city lights. Right from the start, said we never grow apart, dear Wichita. You wanted me to know, never ever let you go, dear Wichita. Surrounded by colors, it's such a sight, watching all the lovers fall into the night. All the moods in a heartbeat, we're going back where it all began. The same ground under our feet, starts to shake with you all weekend. Winter turn to spring.
Free woman, be free, as the moon is freed from the eclipse of the sun. With a free mind, in no debt, enjoy what has been given to you. Get rid of the tendency to judge yourself above, below, or equal to others. A nun who has self-possession and integrity will find the peace that nourishes and never causes surfeit. Be filled with all good things like the moon on the 15th day. Completely, perfectly full of wisdom, tear open the massive dark. I am a nun, trained and self-composed, established mindfulness, and entered peace like an arrow. The elements of body and mind grew still. Happiness came. Everywhere clinging to pleasure is destroyed. The great dark is torn apart, and death, you too are destroyed.